Okay, welcome back. So progressing Hayata's quest is really good for the ending that we need because it's the only way to get the ending we need. Right. Very useless ashes. You're gonna just pop those dudes. So, yeah. And you use your HP over your FP for these guys. They'll just kind of waltz around the battlefield and do nothing for you. I see a Grace right here. Alright, then we'll see if we're ready to take on the Deathbird here. Really want to get out of the way of this one. Good. Then earning the Ancient Death Rancor spell, so pretty much a upgraded version over the other Rancor spell we got from Stormbell. Summons a horde of vengeful spirits that chase down foes, charging enhance the potency, and they are senders of Ancient Death Hex, racked from the fires of Ghost Flame by Deathbirds. So that is the upgraded version of a Deathbird fight. Now we want to be able to check through here. see the return of an old friend of ours.
Ah, there you are. You claimed a great room and had your audience with the two fingers at the round table home. What was your impression?
So, if it wasn't obvious, this guy obviously has issues with the Tarnished, the way he spoke to you in the beginning. So, it's good to kind of ally yourself with him and just say things that please him so that you'll just progress his crap. Because you need him to go to a certain zone more than ever now, more especially for the DLC part of the game. So, you just say they didn't seem right.
Aha, your intuition serves you well. My doubts had been piling up, you see. The words of the two fingers cannot be trusted. Truly, naught but rambling, senile delusions. I believe that when the Elden Ring was shattered, the two fingers were corrupted, their guidance skewed. Even worse, the fingers harbor no love for our kind. That's the part that irks the most. Oh, I have a gift for you. Something fit only for the wise. A means for circumventing the draw of the two fingers. Give it a try, won't you? And if it please you, may we meet again. I've high hopes for you, my lambkin. Be sure to try that finger I gave you. There's no reason to dither. The tarnished were spurned by grace, forsaken by the two fingers. And now they ask you to mend their crumbling world? Your loyalties are misplaced with them. Be sure to try that. I'm quite...
So, a couple ways we can advance this quest line. They added a patch in, like, a few months after the game was released of another NPC that you can invade to progress this dude. Because the area that he takes you to is a much later content kind of thing. Kind of endgamey in a way. So, if you want to, though, you need to invade 3 worlds, meaning you have to play as the invader, and you don't need to win them. You just need to have the invasion. Kind of difficult, though, in the early game, because for whatever reason, it's hard to find matchups. So if you have a friend or whatever, just kind of say, like, hey, let me invade you 3 different times, talk to him, and he'll give you another quest line. And that quest line involves finding the blood of a maiden. You have to put it on this handkerchief that he gives you, and then you bring it back to him, and he gives you something else, tells you not to use it. Once you use it, you get transported to a different world. So That's how you pretty much do Vari's quest line, but they added in a patch later down the line. Somewhere in the Altus Plateau, you find another NPC you can invade, and then that'll also advance the quest line. So it's kind of obscure, but that's the way they chose to do that, in case you're just not all about that invasion multiplayer thing. But when you invade, you'll just use the finger, and then if you don't want to fight someone, because what happens when you invade is if you die wherever you're at, you basically lose all the runes you were keeping with you, so you'll have to go to that spot and get them back. If you win, you'll end up getting a rune arc, and you just beat the host player, and, you know, kind of made them restart their game. But even then, if you don't want to do all that crap, all you need to do is go down to your finger severer, and then once you're in an invasion, just use that 3 times, and you'll be able to advance the dude's quest line. And then a third way is that we can actually get to his master's hold and land through a very late end game place. So you're never going to be locked out of that content. It just could take a few more steps. So do whatever you want with that, but invading's not too bad. I mean, just kind of go in there. There's no rules. Your objective is to kill the host, and that's it. So this is a good spot for blood roses. There's a little bit of a tough fight in here, though. Hey, you want to watch this shit. And then you can see why Blood Loss is such a sought-after build. It's just extremely powerful. Go ahead and redo that. When I said he was a tough fight, I was meaning it. He is a tough fight just because of the blood loss thing. He also had a little bit of a parry dagger there, so he was trying to parry me. And then once he does that, he'll get that that critical repost on you, and it sucks. Because the rapier that he uses, any rapier in the game does extra critical damage, so it would pretty much one-shot you at this stage in the game, along with inflicting mass amounts of blood loss. So you got all sorts of shit happening right there. Then I would just keep Rose Church in mind in case you are a bleed build, and then you can just kind of get blood roses much easier than kind of going up and down Fort Height, which is probably the only place that had blood roses for mass amounts. This place houses one of the most devastating weapons in the very early life of Elden Ring. The Ice Rhine Hatchet. Hatchet with frost-coated blade, one of the several gifts given to Castle Sol in Distant North. Known as the Freezing Fog, the blade is thought to be dragon scale, inflicts powerful frost effect. So Hoarfrost Stomp is extremely powerful, still powerful to this day, even though they've nerfed it a bunch of different times. It's a special axe, so you have to use Somber Smithing Stones in order to upgrade it, which we have a bunch of them. And it inflicts frostbite, so yeah. Very good side weapon, if anything. And then we have the Nomadic Cookbook 12, which gives us Cursed Blood Pots. Cursed Blood uses the Ritual Pots, and then you throw that on enemies to kind of inflict bleed damage stuff. Which is the only way to inflict it by pot, because you're not going to get blood pots at all in this game. There is one more item in here. I'll climb up this one. I like that. Okay, maybe that's just the flowers. Be sure to grab this hidden brace out here. Kind of difficult to see. Okay. let me come here first. Make sure you set down a marker for these guys because we have no need for them right now. Take on the soldiers if you need to. Just want to grab the grace point here. Get those. We came out here for this jump pad right here. It's another gate entrance, so just keep this place in mind. Yeah, finger reader here, so go ahead and interact.
You, please, I can read.
Yeah, I think that's what just crack.
Oh, what a pity it is to be without the right. All you can do is stand at a loss, without even the half-crescents that wish to be whole. Before the unmoving, unfeeling
You know I can make it
grand
twice.
lift
I
ahead.
have to get up and make the kids food anyways. Oh my god, babe. I'm coming.
Throw yourself to the waters to find the coward's passage through the dim cavern.
Okay, so another weirdo conversation with the finger reader people. Ugh. And then this grace point you actually want to rest at. Get some dialogue here.
Your seamster, Bok. He is always eager to see your return. Please, will you talk to him? When you can. I'm sure he would be much contented.
Shall I turn your... Let my hand...
Share them with...
Bok, the seam's ready to make... Oh, please.
Okay. Play around with these ashes of war real quick. They got like sword dance for now on that. It's pretty cool. Alright, and then another instance of a nighttime boss is going to appear here. You want to go ahead and produce Nightfall. So Liurnia was definitely the copy paste cookie cutter zone. You can see him right there. Knight Rider Glaive is a fantastic halberd. Used, and it was insane. Giant Hunt is really good. Obviously, the name kind of speaks for itself. It's really meant for bigger enemies with huge hitbox. Try to use it on smaller foes, and sometimes it whiffs a lot, but when you do connect, it launches them in the air. Really fun to use if you can master it. We came up here for a very specific reason. Just gonna check these pillars. Should be a knight dude riding on a horse somewhere. Oh, damn bats. Of course. Yep, want to be careful of that arena down there. That is a catapult trap trick. And we actually wanted to end up over here at this church for a lot of reasons. First, Sacred Tear. Second, Hayata.
Oh, hello. Is that you over there? Have you ever heard of fingerprint grapes? They're special grapes which only grow on those who've been clasped by the burnt fingers. I would truly love to try one. The distant light seems far closer than before, but I can't sense a thing from the usual grapes anymore. Please, could you donate a fingerprint grape to me? Without one, I don't know. I feel like I might go mad. They're special grapes which only grow on those who've been clasped by the burnt fingers. Please, could you donate a fingerprint grape to me? Without one, I don't know. I feel like I might go mad.
Okay. Now, very important that we select that dialogue because if not, we could ruin a NPC invasion that we need to complete that quest. And then, thirdly, new church. Means sit down. And no Melina, so we're good. Okay. And we kind of want to halt progression here. Because now we're going really deep into it. So we're going to go back to the mine that we were just at so we can get some upgrade map. And then after the mines, we're going to return to the round table so we can start upgrading a little bit more. I'm going to make a sleep up here. Somber 3. And then here's our cracked crystal finally. So we can start making the item we needed. Alright, this is a good little traversal puzzle. So you want to jump up. Oh. Now I would just do a regular jump here, don't sprint. Now when you make this jump, a good tip in Elden Ring is to do a jump and then hold circle, and then you'll be primed for a like a sprint type movement, so you can sprint jump without having to kind of wind up and do it off the platform. So when you jump here, just hold circle, and you can see that I already kind of like zoomed. That means I'm in a sprint mode. Then sprint jump over here. You want to do it one more time? And then one more time. So all those bloodstains were people who didn't traverse it correctly, so it's okay. Everyone falls off there. That elevator is a shortcut. Turn on this. But and again, some pretty important maps here, right? So free HP. Remember, we want to check the edges, especially right here. This is kind of like a secret of this place. Get a free somber. That's going to be the drop. And then if you have soft cotton, you probably... Okay, so no damage for me. I would just go take this dude out because he's annoying. So is this guy. And kind of pop this. That's your elevator back. Before we did the jumping platform stuff. That would be the main way of doing things. Let's actually check it, because I never do this. Like I said, gravity will get you. Useless run back anyway. There was nothing up there. I'm stupid. Okay. Yeah.
Low gravity.
And we continue. Crystal knife, basically a magic knife. So for the knife people, there you go. This section can be kind of tough. You don't want to be quick about it. Drop. Shatter Earth. Pretty cool spell. If you're able to nab their staffs from them, it'll get power enhancement from this, so good AoE spell for large groups. Yeah, pretty miserable enemy there, so they're extremely weak to strike. Once you break their poise, they're done. The minor bell bearings, though, these are the best things. You get smithing stones for sale at the Twin Maiden House, so now we don't have to worry about getting any weapons up to +6, because all you have to do now is just buy the smithing stones, and you're good. Oh, wow, it's crazy enough. Anyway, 6 months, yeah, crazy. Regular detective. Alright, Chris. The cave is done. So going back to the Lost Table could actually activate a invasion in there at this point in the game, so we'll see if we get it. Okay, so we're still safe from the invasion. That's good. Alright, so a few things might have changed. Always just talk to everybody. Two Fingers and the Finger Reader aren't going to really do much. You want to talk to him?
Ah, well then. May the golden...
You know, Dialos, we just saw him, so let's see what he has to say now.
You again, is it? The recusants sent a lackey. Can you believe they invited me to join them? Now, after what they did? I can scarcely believe it myself. Did they think me a fool? You might be surprised to learn I took them up on the offer. Then I only had to ask. The location of the recusant hideout. It's on Mount Gelmir, found off the old road that leads west from the town of Windmills. That's where they hide. The manor on the peak. Just you wait, wretched recusants. You'll rue the day you insulted my... It's on Mount Gelmir. That's where they hide. Just you wait. The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood.
Okay.
Always good to see son.
Greetings. Are you here for...
I am... Would you like...
Now, you are so.
Then talk to her about the Black Knife print.
Dear Roger likes to talk of it when abed. The ancient plot in which the first of the demigods was slain. The black knives wielded by the assassins who committed the act, along with the impressions they made, somehow hide the truth of the conspiracy. Dear Roger likes to talk of it, the ancient plot, the black knives wielded by the, along with the, dear Roger, the ancient, the black knife, along with the, then good day.
And pretty cheap to buy these stones, so you can have at least up to +6 on every weapon that you're trying to use.
Well, I took you've no man to lay out your own.
Now we're looking even better with a +10 weapon. Go ahead and get the base up. So, actually, I wanted to do something before I left there. Don't put fridge.
That's it.
Okay, now in this part, we are going after the key now. So when you're looking around the map and you're trying to decipher what's going on, if you remember, we went to the gate and we had a very shitty looking map. But if you just kind of look at it as hard as you can, you'll see the depiction of 2 different islands. kind of match it up, and it looks the same. If not, you'll just stumble across it like I did way back when, and that's it. I got a whole bunch of blue bugs everywhere, so if you're a mage, this is where you kind of replenish that crap. But we have a dragon. First things first, gotta kill the dragon. Let's get out of there. Ooh. And that was blood procking right there, so we got good. New draconic powers available at the Cathedral of Dragon Communion. So every time you defeat a important dragon, you're going to get a new spell that you can get from the Communion. And now we have our Academy Glintstone Key. Key, the seals binding both gates to the Academy of Rea Lucaria, activates warp magic bound within the seals. Glintstone Key will remember its user, meaning once its user cannot be passed on to another. The Academy does not welcome the indolent. All right. And as cool as the dragon fights are, they do all usually play out the same. So, a couple of different moves you'll have to watch out for, but the stomps and the bites and the tail whips, those are all the attacks you want to evade and get big damage in. When they leap up in the air and kind of do like a slam, I usually just hop off the horse so I can iframe through it. I just found that easier than trying to run away on the horse because they use the tether system on them. And no matter how far you think you ran away with the horse, they'll just kind of land right on you. It could be a insta-kill in most cases. That's the gang of lobsters over there. You don't really want to mess with that. And you come through here, and we'll have a little hidden cave we want to go to. It'll take 2. This can be a little tough, so you kind of just want to rush in real quick. Then I got one to drop the Academy Glintstone staff, which is really powerful. Probably the best regular staff in the entire game. I used that for my mage build until I was able to get the staff that one of the bosses drops. For a good grip too, like it was a long time. I give you a replacement sword key right there. That's you. I want to rush this guy. Those dudes are known as the battle mages. They have a huge magic hammer and a club. So, kind of like a strength magic build type of thing they got going on. If you don't have online play, you would have no idea what this is, but hit it. Secret wall. He's up here for an ambush. And guarding a chest. Crystal Staff, I wish it was better. High intelligence needed though, 48, so you would think it's very powerful, but it's not. Only if you're very specifically trying to use Crystallian sorcery, which none of them are that great. We get ourselves a free rune arc. Boss here, you want to have a strike weapon again? Because you have two of them now. Crystal Release, basically exactly what that magic version did. Very niche use on that. Not a lot of things, especially real players, will fall for that kind of thing. But I guess if you're sneaking up on a mob, and you can kind of pull that out, but negligible, to be honest. A little bit more to the dungeon. Just come over here. All right. Sorry about that pause break. Big tip, don't be a dad while you try to stream. It don't work. Kids be spilling drinks and shit. Fuck. This ain't the life for y'all. One of the glintstone sorceries of the Academy of Rhea Lucaria draws an Academy sigil upon the ground, raising the magic strength of those within. Once the sigil could be cast from the highest belfry of the Academy, covering the entire institution's grounds. This spell allows such vivid experience of spellcasting success. It turns many a fledgling into a sorcerer in a flash of newfound understanding. So it's a very good spell for early game. Late game, though, there's just too much shit way faster than you. So you'll never really get good full use of it the way you properly should if everything just wasn't so damn feisty and moving around quickly. Because you won't be staying in the circle for very long. But when you do and you build your build right, oh my god, that thing can do some massive damage to most bosses. Okay, now we kind of want to pop out here. Kind of run this road. Go into here. This and this. You can see the strength of our weapons getting better because before. Check it. Here we have another rise. Kind of the puzzle-ish temple things to get memory stones or magic items. So in this situation, the first couple are all the same. So seek 3 wise beasts, but when you do this, the addition to this one is that there's going to be enemies actually coming after you. They're like little slow zombies though, so shouldn't be a problem. Just kind of follow the messages. People will guide you. I say they're not really worth your time to attack either because they don't give you nothing for runes. And net you another memory stone. That'll be it for that island. Pretty big island, but it only gives you 1 reward, so if you're a mage build, you're going to be going after those pretty quickly. Otherwise, you're probably just still dealing with 4 or 5 different spells right now. And you can buy a memory stone from the Twin Maiden Husk right out the gate of the game once you get to the round table. This is a nice area to go ahead and poison. Curve Club is pretty cool. Yeah, another instance of a sleep crab right there. Some hidden materials there. We've got ourselves a Somber 4. So you should be having a really nice, unique weapon at this point if you're doing so. These bigger pods act the same way too, but they take a little bit more. This path loops up to Bellum Church. There's a little knight here you can fight. Kind of grind his armor if you need to. That's a pretty good pull. The great shield there. Really high guard boost. Probably I think like third highest in the entire game. Barely any kind of strength requirement for it too, so. The only drawback is that it's heavy 15, yeah. Then looking a little bit before that, we actually grabbed a shield and I talk about it. This is the head of the spirit jellyfish commonly found floating above sacred ground throughout the lands between. Wielded without modification of the shield. The see-through head is extremely light, but its flesh is supple, providing absolutely no protection from piercing attacks. But it is considered a great shield, the lightest great shield in the game, and it blocks 100% physical damage. Very popular use among dexterity and strength builds because the special power on that is to like kind of drench you in some strength enhancing stuff, and you'll just be like hitting like a truck afterwards. But worth the look. Okay, this will lead us to like a mini legacy dungeon. Definitely worth the time to invest though, because there's some upgrade mats that can help us before we actually go to the main place. And then we picked up Barbaric Roar. Some weapons already come with this, so it's, you know, we've seen it before. The Kai didn't use it. Just get a roar going, and then you get like enhanced power and stuff like that. Save it for a little bit later, though, because we still want to explore. Yeah, kind of a pathetic dude. Legendary incantation is one of several that draws directly from the power of the fire giants, releases a ball of raging fire said to be inhabited by a fell god. Fireball floats towards enemies and explodes, setting the area ablaze. Arganthy, the chief guardian of the flame, had kept this incantation a well-kept secret until it was stolen by Adden. The fell god still lurks within the fire giants. Okay. I think they just made some shit up for them, but yeah. So, pretty cool incantation. Obviously, very heavy faith requirement there. Should tell you what you need to know about that spell. It uses 2 slots, so it's very powerful. Now, it's probably not going to trick PvP players because it's kind of like a slow-moving fireball, and then it can be kind of tricked to explode. All you got to do is run near it and then run away. But against, you know, the AI enemies and stuff like that of the main game, anything that's kind of slow and hulking would probably be the best target for that thing. Fast-moving targets like wolves or stuff like that ain't gonna work. They'll just move right out of the way. So it's a nice spell when it hits hard, but most of the time it just kind of whiffs and misses everything. No? So we've already seen those dudes before when we went to Caled. They're just something else. Yeah, you'll get stonewalled a lot here. So the map looks like you can actually travel this road, but you won't be able to. So this is like a little bit of a hidden path type thing here. Sometimes Nefeli bugs out and she won't be here, so just continue on. She'll appear at some point.
Oh, it's you. Well, what do you make of it? What's happened to this village? I witnessed a sight much the same in my infancy. The object, a waking nightmare made by men. But this time, I'm a woman grown, and though the suffering cannot be undone, I can still mete out justice. Justice to the oppressors. Let the scars I carve remind them. I am Nefeli Lu, warrior. But this time, and though the suffering cannot justice to let the scar.
Okay, so she's a little sympathetic, as we've seen from meeting her the first time around. Doesn't understand why a bunch of innocents were killed there. Free larval tear if you need those. Can't do nothing with it anyway, so.
But this time, and though
the village is done for. Please, even if it's just you, old Elvis, hide well and still your breath. Kind of a hint or whatnot. Useless summoning pool because the boss is not that hard. Okay, yet another magic weapon. Sword fashioned from pure crystal, a deed impossible for human. And wreathed with powerful magic, it attacks scales with intelligence. The inscrutable crystallians have but one clear purpose, safeguard their crystals until the end. One theory poised that they are yearn for the return of their creator who will carve them from new brethren. So yeah, another magic sword there. And you compare the two, the crystal sword hits just a bit harder. So it goes to show which version you want. I think one's longer than the other though, so the crystal sword is doubled down as a short sword. And then the carrion sword I think is about as long as the long sword. But split damage magic is usually shit, so. I just want to check if Nefeli moved. So you want to sneak around this dude. Get a backstab. Kind of give him time to get up. That sucks. Ivory Sickle. Really shit dagger for magic. I don't even know what the hell this thing is, but yep. And then this is the big secret of this place. So if you do not start this quest, you're going to miss out on some good content. This thing lasts for all the way till the end game. So it's well within your interest to do this thing. And how would you even know that kind of stuff without ever playing it, you know? Just one of those things. But look at the message. Just attack.
Please, no. Dear me. I haven't a clue. No secrets lie with me, not a one. Oh, please leave me be. Wait then. You're not one of them? Well... what a relief. Oh, goodness me. I am Albus, an Albinoric. As you can see, we're finished. The whole village is finished. The cursemongers have destroyed everything. No one that remains has their wits about them. I beg you. Would you look after this medallion? You must keep it out of the cursemonger's hands. And if you should meet the young Albinoric Latena, then please give it to her. A chosen land awaits us Albinorics. The medallion is the key that leads to the city. It's only a quaint treasure for we who cannot make the journey. But for dear Latena, it is needed to fulfill her purpose. My legs will soon fade, and with them my life. Alas, this is the immovable fate of all Albinorics.
Okay, now we set off the little quest chain here for endgame stuff. So we got another medallion piece. Brandishing the medallion with both halves conjoined will activate the Grand Lift rolled, granting access to a hidden path. In other words, the secret medallion will guide the bearer to the land of Mikola's Hailing Tree. Oh, absolutely need that if you want everything in Elden Ring. And right here, go ahead and summon Nefeli. So if something goes wrong and she's not where she's at, you won't get this. It won't ruin her quest chain, but it's awkward shit. Oh, and he died. And I would just get this thing out, so why not? Then we got some dogs. Crucible knot talisman fashioned from the bony knot that embodies the aspects of various creatures. Said to have grown in a human body long ago, reduces damage and impact of headshots taken. Honestly, piece of shit talisman. Because who the fuck is gonna aim for your head in this game? Should have been multi dogs. Another free rune arc there. Very, very rare to get. I don't know if this is the trigger for the invasion, but we're going to check it because I don't know where she's at now. Yeah, so that dude that's wearing the bone costume is going to come try to fight us now. Clinging Bone. So that build is kind of interesting. His entire armor set replenishes your HP over time, and then he has the weapon that steals HP. So if you're trying to run an HP restoration build, go to Enya.
My apologies for that nasty business. Ensha got rather ahead of himself, it seems. As his master, I'd like to express my regret. But now, Ensha is slain and gone. Finished. Forevermore. Ah, yes. By way of apology, allow me to tender some advice in regard to the half of the secret medallion you possess. Find the Albinoric woman. She hides in a cave to the west of the Laskia ruins, which jut from the mist-shrouded lake of Liurnia. She knows the location of the medallion's counterpart, I'm sure. Find the Albinoric woman. She hides in a cave to the... She knows...
So he tells you about the secret cave, basically. And how to progress that quest line. And Dialos is gone. This guy's still suffering. I don't think we can make a weapon better. Down here you'll find Nefeli. She's kind of in despair.
Ah, you. Please, leave me be. It's pathetic, I know, but I need to think. Ah, you. Please, it's pathetic,
Then you're going to go to Gideon.
Well, you've already heard. Indeed. It seemed the whelp harbored suspicions, so I had no further use for her. Honestly, what a man to do. A determined plebeian is more wicked than an omen horn, quite frankly. I suspect that's just what the Queen wants. A dose of ambition to incite the tarnished.
You, please. It's pathetic, So you know already, do you? Right. It's true. My father cast me out for indulging my emotions, forgetting the mission, punishment for offing his pawns. Lord Gideon has offered me guidance all my life. I would have done anything for him, to place him on the throne of Elden Lord. And yet Oh, it was not my intent. I betrayed him. And I can no longer trust him, Father. To think he'd order his men to enact such tragedy. Where is the justice he purports in that? He once told me that if he became Elden Lord, he would never allow the downtrodden to be cheated ever again. Was he simply lying to me? No. How could I say that? Father has always given me his guidance. And now, I've lost it. No, how could I say? Father has, and now...
We're progressing more of Nefeli's questline, if you want to call him that.
Well...
Then he went ahead and told us about the little cave here, so that's exactly where we're going to head next. We'll go ahead and run this cave, and this will be the last part, just to show where to get the Alberneric woman that they're talking about. Little bastard, he always gets me. Talisman depicting a spear and a soldier enhances the counterattacks that are unique to thrusting weapons. Spears are standard weapons for soldiers in lands between. They made it possible to respond to a ferocious foe with an equally ferocious counterattack. So look up on the wiki on how to pull off counterattack, because it's not what you think. Here's a little treacherous down path. And you kind of want to look down and then aim yourself. Bit of a tough fight in here because it's a small environment against a Bloodhound Knight. Basically what Darrowwill was, if you remember the Blade fight and everything. So probably summon to get a little bit of pressure taken off of you. Because these dudes are kind of tough. Okay, the Amber Medallion. Erdtree's old set becomes amber, treasured as most precious jewels in Age of Godfrey, the first Elden Lord. So I think we got every single one of those first leveled, yep. So there's multiple levels to these ones, but if you want to put them on now, then go ahead. They raise your stuff by quite a bit, actually. We had 13-point increase for stamina, 7-point increase for that one. So all in all, pretty good runes if you're trying to do that stuff. Then out here will be the Alberneric woman that we've been looking for. Now, if I came down here earlier and I did all that, found her, we would just kind of be locked into a standstill of conversation. And then she would kind of guide you in the way of going to the Alberneric village is how you would find out that it even exists.
Foul tarnished. What do you want? I told the all-hearing brute that I possess no such medallion. Or have you come to take more from me? Was my other half not enough?
Oh. Do you speak true?
So old Albus entrusted his medallion to you. Then I have no choice but to trust that this was his dying will. Let's try again. I'm Latenna, an Albinoric, the same as old Albus. My apologies for my coarse words earlier. I presume the worst. Seeing that you're another tarnished like that all-hearing brute, I hope that you will forgive me. The medallion's better off in your hands anyway. Would you consider doing me a great service? I must go back. There is something I must do, even if I must say farewell to my wolf Lobo. Will you show me the way? To the land of Miquella's hailing tree. If you accept, I would gladly apprise you of the whereabouts of the medallion's other half. Thank you kindly. They say the other half of the medallion is beyond the Forbidden Lands, north of the Erdtree, in Castle Sol, on the mountaintops of the Giants, accessible by the Grand Lift of Rold.
So all of that is going to make no sense to new players.
Then I suppose it's time. Farewell, Lobo. My faithful wolf. My better half. I will go with the Tarnished, so that our journey will not have been in vain. Forgive me, Lobo.
And then you gain Latenna.
When needed, and I will fight at your side.
A rare case of one who chose to become a spirit voluntarily, Latenna was renowned as a deft magic archer, but having lost her beloved wolf companion Lobo, she cannot move from the place where she was summoned. So, a lot of drawbacks to that, but very powerful when upgraded. You'll kind of just stick her in the corner of a room and she'll provide archer support that'll like antagonize the enemy. It actually hits really hard too if you start upgrading her. So she could be well worth a range option for me since, you know, I'm a melee character. And then you have getting attacked on all fronts, basically. Yep, time for tears indeed. Why is it always dog? Another free runa. So at that point, she might be considered, because I think every one of the starters should at least come with 74 of the FP, so you'll only have like one cast of it. But it is an interesting. So then we still got this whole hill right here, pretty much in between this little thing, this entire thing. Right here, the entire right path, pretty much from this half and on. Whatever this is. So we're closing Liurnia just a bit, but there's still quite a few things to do here. And I want to say took the most important stuff though. This is in the ring now. I think we'll take on the left side next and then into this giant zone. Kind of kicking off a major side quest right there too. It's either that or continue the right side. Yeah, I think we'll do left. All right, looking pretty good. You can see the game's starting to get a little bit more harder. Enemies are hitting pretty good, so we're a few more mistakes made. And just kind of shows you when you're not patient and stuff like that. The enemies can take control of the battlefield pretty quickly, even the little ones. But then in the next part, we're going to tackle on the hill here. There was a little camp that we kind of ran by earlier. And then all the way through this. So thanks for watching.